Oops. Oh, hello, beautiful ether. Let's see here. Whoops. Yeah. That'll be ready later. Okay. Still working on some chain. Sun is out now. What time is it? I feel like it would take quite a time. I had a beach day planned, but it was overcast and rainy all day, and now, of course, I sit down and look outside and it's kind of sunny out. Huh. Working on some good luck bracelets, if you will. Let me show. And all these are made completely with salvaged electrical wire, copper. Copper wire at craft stores can be quite expensive, and if you find it for a decent price, a lot of times it ends up being, I forget what they call it, German silver, something like that, and it's just painted. Here's one of my personal favorites. I like making kind of eclectic, but also like, you know, regular. So I got a 42 heart, some coral, very old coral. A lot of this is salvaged. Some pyrite, got a nice corner on it. Dice, of course, 4-leaf clover, and carnelian. Rainbow with 7 for the 7 colors. 2 bells. Quartz, pearls, lightning bolt, and a tiny, don't know if you could see that. My hands are still stained. I got them as clean as possible from the mulberries. But there's a tiny little black diamond on there. A friend ordered this bead, and it was too small for what she needed it for, so I just threw it right on that pearl. And this is definitely probably my favorite. What am I grab? Let's see, this one. I could grab this. Ooh, no! That's lost forever now. Oh man. I got some bamboo here for crafts and future crafts. That's what I painted gold. They're really nice. I used to actually put like 2 strings and hang them, and then have all my bracelets and stuff. A bunch of different uses. Also orchids, any vining plants are starting. How am I gonna get that? Ooh. Ow. Yeah. Got it. Ooh. I like this one. Big dagger. I make these custom. And this is just one. I'm going to show y'all something. I just didn't think it looked right. I put glitter in it to try to make it a little less organic looking. But, oops. So I won't use white as a backdrop next time until I get some like crisp. I just wanted to make the stones pop a little more. There's copper, gold, foil, a ton of quartz, and I lined them down it. This one is my personal favorite, and these are the ones I really like making with the seeds. And I could always put stuff on black quartz, and I have vegan leather and proper leather and suede, and can make just about anything happen. And but I really want to make chain just so, like, you know, this chain is just salvaged beads. You get some carnelian, pearls, quartz, angelite, and some old glass beads, teardrops, and then some, I believe, 1960s jewelry supplies. Let's click next. And it can make it longer, shorter, anything. This is one I made myself out of, I got this, not exactly sure, garnet, ruby pendant from a yard sale. And it's just in a bunch of broken jewelry, and I quite liked it. So, thought it would look nice with some peridot. And I just put whatever peridot I have with it. And the chain is also goes in kind of like a spectrum. Aquamarine, peridot, pearls, coral, smoky quartz. I think this is a little moonstone. I haven't been able to properly ID it. But this one little bead was just in a big box of broken beads. I'll never know. I have favorite beads where it's like, some of them are quite small. Like here are my favorite glass beads. But here are my favorite iridescent glass beads. And these are just like Indian glass spacer beads. They come in these huge long strands. I love them so much. I personally prefer that as opposed to, like, with stones it's a little different, but with glass I'd like that rather than all like perfectly spherical or perfectly polished to be round. I like some differences in the sizes. Same thing with seed beads. I like the delicate seed beads for like weaving. Everything has its place. And that's why I love learning of new supplies. I really want to get into nail tech supplies. They have this magic powder. You dip it, a paintbrush, in a magic juice. And then you dip that juiced up magic brush into the magic powder and it forms a bead. And you could like pick up a different size bead depending on how loaded your brush is. That is amazing. And I can't imagine how many little objects that I could form that way. I tried doing some polymer clay, but I haven't really made anything small. I did this little cinnamon roll. I really like how it's doing. First time I tried to kind of sculpt with polymer clay. And, oh, where are they? I make these too, but these are just made with molds. However, I could put anything on the forehead. There's so much open room. I could put seeds in the eyes and anything. Pastels or M's. Oh, these are quite proud how they came out. They're just scraps that were on the desk. That's one of my favorite challenges, because when you're a crafter alone at your desk, like, who else is going to challenge you? So you have to make up these like weird little like games. Well, I have to keep my brain active, but I used what I had left on the desk just to, and it's just one loop of copper wire, any wire, just put a bead on it. And I could make a whole video on how to make these exactly. And like maybe if you don't have these types of beads, like ways to make kind of something like that with seed beads. Seed beads are like tiny little building blocks. I think that's why I quite literally have every color down here. Someone unfortunately was incarcerated. But this whole palette is absolutely full of seed beads, so I'm trying to find some things to work on. Every color, there's like 50 of these. And these are what I got This man is going to be incarcerated for the next 4 years, and he is a quite talented bead artist. Like, here's some of a few little things that he made. And he knew he wasn't going to be able to get to his beads and flower. And I bought a few of the earrings he made from the local shop, and his aunt told him, and he said that she was more than welcome to give me the beads. Couldn't believe it. I really like acquiring stuff with stories. I much prefer, what is this? Oh, it's ready to go. Put like a stretchy cord on it. I quite like wearing some of these. I just remembered though, I don't know where the, I hate them. I collect all kinds of things, and sometimes I'm just like, oh, where is that one little scrap of beaded chain? Shoot, I'm not going to be able to focus. God, stop. I was just kidding. Where is that? Where could it be, actually? I'm not gonna... Okay, I'm not gonna fixate on finding these earrings. I have 3 pairs. Bought 3 pairs. They were $5 each. They must have taken hours. And oh. Hello, India Peter. Oh, thank you. I really wanna kind of get a group on KYNTO, because KYNTO is Will's game that he coded from scratch. And that's where all the pixel art I make go. And, but you're able to, like, comment and it reads it out, or share video, share audio, all kinds of different methods. And he's programming it from scratch, so it changes all the time. And, I really want to do some, because everyone has, like, incredible interests. And, it's one of my favorite questions to ask people, so please do share your personal interests, because that's how I acquire new interests. My mom always tells me, like, you say that's your favorite about everything, and it's because, like, everything is pretty dang cool on this planet. And I want to experience it all. I have this weird little self-mission I'm on to try to learn all handcrafts. Unfortunately, I haven't mastered any of them, but really enjoy it. So now I'm making chain, and all of this is scrap electrical wire. And it's really, really durable. I still have to ID exactly what this is, but it's super durable. And it's so durable that, like, I'm afraid of, like, accidental decapitations, because, like, I've read stories. So I just put a simple little hook on it. Like that. With the same, my hands are still stained from mulberries. With the same wire. Now, this isn't the strongest thing in the world, but I know it sounds strange, but you want jewelry to break if it gets pulled hard enough, and so I want at least one weak point on it. That isn't the chain itself. I usually use just regular links. However, I can't find any ones that won't turn, and especially during the summer where there's like a lot of like acidity in the air. I'm guessing I had all this jewelry made for Etsy, and slowly getting back into it, and like this necklace, the chain turned green just hanging, and I'm glad I left it like and didn't ship it, because it might not look horrible. I'm going to be using it as kind of like an antiqued bronze. I brought some in my beach kit. Brought a bunch of jump rings. Beach got rained out today, but there's so many weird shells and fragments with holes in it, so I want to make a charm bracelet ball in there. And this, I just have to make a new chain for it, but I do these resin pieces. And I really like doing them custom because I'm able to put people's plants from their yards or like from a wedding or a funeral. Now, I try not to do this types yet unless you have like ample and you just want to send me some like broken flower bits to have in it. I'm not entirely entirely confident in my resin skills. Sometimes bubbles are just unavoidable, and sometimes I try to get them out too much. I don't have a heat gun, I have a micro torch, and so I kind of burn stuff sometimes. And so I try to leave a bunch of room for error, and I'm always afraid of like ruining somebody's like if they only have a finite amount of something. But I really like adding the little bits. Just like this. I didn't put a top coat on this, but you can't really see. The mermaid is from a lottery ticket, Loteria. And it's crushed moonstone from a rescue preserve. They actually killed my duck, so a little salty about that. I would have just kept her. And I didn't do a top coat because I kind of liked the weird like matteness of it. And it's rose petals. So the pink bleeding into that like deep red is no dye, no like plastic or anything. I did put some glitter in this one, but and most of the glitter that you'll find in some of these pieces, which I'm more than happy to exclude glitter. Sometimes I just like kind of feel a little pressured too because it's like missing something. But the glitter is from the 1960s, and a tiny little pinch of this stuff goes so far in resin. And closer look, it's not like flat pieces of glitter, it's little folded bits. Pretty neat. Can't really see the folded bits. Box moving forward so it won't sit unit. What? Box moving what? Really? I'm becoming a morning person. I'm a night owl in recovery because I was missing so much life. Yeah, I make a lot of cool stuff, but I swim in the ocean such a small amount. Born and raised 10-minute walk from the beach, and I did not realize how much my body was in water floating until the world shut down. And actually moved in with Snappo, and we started like the ultimate edible forest. Well, for our people's edible forests in this area are very impressive, and those are the goals. But God, the mulberry trees are full, and so you can't complain. But oh my God, I miss that water. I miss it so much. I want to make groups of people. You know, everybody likes the beach. Not everybody's too into shell collecting, beach combing, like snorkeling anywhere possible. They just want to like chill, and that's fine. I'm looking for anybody who wants to take intense beach trips, and like we could all meet at a certain beach, and the goal is to find the coolest shit possible and share it. And I mean, you could keep it, but like, you know, take pictures and share it. Like all the different species. We have so many here. Like, this is, ooh, it's so bad. I always forget to clip these. This is just me. These are whole barnacles, barnacle fragments. These are spiral shell things, but you know what? They make really good. If you like the Hawaiian bangles, I know those are really, really cathartic crafts. You'll notice they're like the beads that are those, I forgot what the ones are, the spiral cut off worm shells. But these are my favorite specimens. Usually the ones I find are like giant matted knots. And these are interesting. They're those snail shells, but they I wrote down to these like really cool notches, and I used to carry these for luck when I was a kid. Same thing with these. And spiral. And I do collect like fragments because when I eventually am able to get a grinder, I could try to grind these out for jewelers. And these are pretty cool. Look at that. This I found out here in the swamps. Oh my god. I can't. This is so cool. And I really like this one, another swamp shell, but it looks so archaic. I love how it grew. And I do have one small one, but there's a hole in it. And it's too weak, too thin. I was gonna think about coating it with resin. Ooh. One of my favorite. I found this in middle school. It's a barnacle growing on a piece of, could have been a pylon or anything. That'd be so cool to get an eye fitted in there. I want those prosthetic eyes. I lose so many bids on those German prosthetic eyes. So if anybody has a few more. And like the thing is, like, I really like working with any material I can, but as simply as I can. I really like when you could tell things are made by hand. That's the kind of stuff I wear personally. And it's occurred to me that I should probably start making the jewelry that I make for myself. I started making jewelry. I was really into personal style and like the freedoms one has to present themselves without having to say anything. I was a very shy kid. I'm actually very shy in person, but that's neither here nor there. So I always dress pretty loudly. And these are some of my favorite little bits of coral that fit in here. This is swamp coral. I found this out here, and I think I got it on film. In shorts. And this shape, it's like a giant like wave or a tube, but it's oyster. These are fun. I call these skeletons because they're shell skeletons. But what I do is I put these copper things in them, like pistons. There's my kind of dingy copper strap. Box. It's okay. Literally copper. Wow. Okay. I'm sorry for the close up. But okay, so these are the salvaged copper wire. If I had a micro torch, I don't know where it is. I'd be able to show you. I think I made a short. Very easy. I could just describe it. A lot of people have micro torches for creme brulee or dabs in their dabs. No, just. But you know what I mean. So ask your friend. Let me see that. And then ask your like friend's dad. I'm just kidding. Let's ask your friend. I love the age that I'm in now. Like the closest thing I have as a brother is a carpenter. Was a program. It's like this is the most productive area in my circle, I guess. I don't know. Anyway. I'm very excited I always wanted to create stuff and get things done, and like, we're all problem solvers in our own way, and I finally feel like a lot of people never took me seriously. I think I talk with a deeper voice because I have a really high-pitched voice, and I would talk to people and tell them an idea, and they would just go, right back at me. So like, you can never breach like anything serious. So I just revert back to the craft room every time anyway. But, genuinely starting a channel has done wonders, to my creative block, because I was really struggling with that. We all do. And social life or whatever. The isolation that we all experience, a human mind is not equipped for that. A lot of us are hermits, but we still interact and like wave and smile. Like when that goes away, it's like it's so scary, or it can get really dark really fast. But you can see, kind of like a flower, and all you would have to do is cut where you want, and then pinch it with pliers, and then twist it so they're all together, and go up with the micro torch. Not like so you're directly under it, because the beads, this beads up so fast. It goes, and when if it gets too heavy or you shake a little bit, they could just drop right off. And let's see. I'm trying not to get my face too close, because when I do that, I get really nervous. My face like starts sweating and gets beet red. I'm not even kidding. I tried to overcome my stage fright by auditioning for a play. That's how, you know, I'm proactive, but definitely. See, like this is two attached, and this is really cool because I could put a little strand of beads on both sides, and now you have a little ring with a little bead of copper. With minimal work, you could do this with zero experience making jewelry. 100%. And, you know, it's not cheap to make sure everybody, like, in your, like, friend group or family group gets a gift for Christmas, but there's so many ways. Like, this is just a blank chain I made, turned it into a bracelet, and, what I did is I just put a bunch of charms with it, because then I could add it to their, and these little black bracelets come with a ton of these charms and jump rings, so you could add your own charms, because these jump rings are big enough and they're malleable enough that you could just use your hands. And I do make kits for those who want to make their own jewelry rather than buying something, you know, fresh. I need to rework my shop and stuff like that. I do more like one-on-one, where people will just be like, wow, I like this thing that you made. Can you make something like this but in this color? Because I want to give it to this person. And that's my favorite way. Kind of like bespoke, handmade jewelry out of salvaged copper wire. But what I call them are dingleberries. So if you want some dingleberries, I don't know why it sounds so appropriate. They're pre-wired beads, and any color combination, I'll try to make it happen. And yeah, this is all stuff that I have ready to go. And my favorite, even experimenting with 3D printed stuff for resin cups, because that's another thing. When I get them, the things that I fill with resin, I have one here. I also use them to hold tokens for like lucky charms. These are one of my favorite things to produce. Old tokens. They fit perfectly in the little resin cups that I make. Like here. Let's get hot in here. Why did I have to wear wool? This is really nice. I got this at Highland Games. In Plantation, Florida. Next year, definitely gonna go to St. Augustine's. I don't forget what was going on. Well, here's one, and you can see. So I did this little tarot pendant, and I have every card, and I also have the shop name that makes the cards. I should put that in the description. She prints the tarot cards on this really heavy stock, and the resin doesn't affect it at all. She's a godsend, and they're very affordable. The cards have every card printed on it. That's quite nice, but the metal is tarnishing. I've only worn this like once or twice. And what sucks is my crash test on me is just kind of out of service right now. I usually give everything to my mom because she's very rough with jewelry, so I know what to tweak and what not to. And but her phone isn't working at all. She's on the wrong like cell tower, but I don't know if they keep going to the store to have them like give them a new phone, but the service isn't cutting it at all. It is. I'm broke as hell, but there's some original watercolors of hers, Pamela Smith's, on eBay, or is it Etsy? And I cannot believe that they're still there. Original watercolor sketches. And so was telling people about that because that's something I don't think is going to be available for much longer. I'm surprised with because she was so fascinating. I was reading about her life in Jamaica not too long ago, actually. The deck I've been using now, I thought I had it in here. I could grab it. It's right here. Oh, don't trip. Okay. Yes, I'm very stoked for that. Gonna do more sunrise streams. The farms are being chewed up out here. There's not gonna be any left. It's none of my business. This is the my pig. He chewed over the box, but this I'm so happy about now. I also have a bunch of scars from, but you know I don't have any tattoos, and if I did, it would be a giant picture of boy's face. So might as well just keep it to the scars. But yeah, this deck. The symbolism is a little harder to read because I'm not entirely fluent, and but I've been using them as like symbolism flashcards, as well as tarot cards. A lot of free association and stuff like that. But the stock is really nice, and the book. I only have volume 1. But it really delves into the symbolism, and I have books on symbolism, and this has been more fruitful. Wow. I do quite a lot of symbolism drawings. I call them doodles. My mom says I'm cutting down my art when I call them doodles, but that's what they are. I don't know how to draw, but I really like drawing. But what I'm thinking is I have a website, and you're more than welcome to add anything you want to it. You could have a dream diary. There's a blog section. There's a local and small business directory. And I keep messaging small businesses like, hey, can I put you on the directory? And this and that. Finally, one person responded, how much? I'm like, no. I keep saying it's free. But I think because I say it so much, it sounds scammy or something. I don't know. It's literally just my website. It's called subtropicalbotanica.com. I could put kind of a medieval. Yeah. I really value tarot cards for so much. Even recommending them to people that aren't too into them, I try to remind them they're just it's the art, really, and because you could intuitively read them. You don't even need to know the meanings or whatever. And because I need to look up who said it. There's 2 global languages in the symbolism and numbers. Confucius, maybe. But let's see. I have a very scattered brain. Oh yeah, subtropical. And if you want to add pantheons, let's see, plants and correspondences, anything to the shop. I don't accept payments on it because I don't have a payment processor on it, but what you could do is list objects or items and just put your Etsy link in the description, and then they just find your Etsy through it. I'm just trying to collect like minds into either KYNTO or Subtropical, so I could get some really good and vital information online that's just, you know, I'm a little cynical. I think we all are. But I also know how intense, like, everything is to me, so I try to make every second last as long as possible, and I think that's why I do so many crafts, and like small, like, cathartic things. And also, I take notes on just about everything. And Subtropical is still in my binder. But I want to get everybody on it, every pantheon, just everything possible. Again, really scatterbrained, so it's hard for me to focus on it. So I really want to start promoting it, because it's not supposed to be my site. It's just supposed to be Subtropical Botanica. Like my friend Amanda has a few posts on it. I don't know how to breach the assumptions, because some people are like, I don't know. I really need feedback, and I think getting feedback from friends is already very hard, and I get that completely. But this isn't going anywhere. It's actually hosted here on site. I can just touch the server it's on. So it's not going anywhere, and it's literally just essentially a notebook for anybody who's curious about anything. It doesn't have to be witchy. I have some Catholic prayers. I have these really old Catholic prayer books, and so I'm trying to just get everything on here. It's a little database for mankind, humankind, and all of our fun stuff. Because we've been making like incredible things. Yeah, it's a little silly, but I've been called a magpie before, because I love objects so much, and I don't spend money on it. I'm not like a shopaholic. I'm a straight addict. No, I'm just kidding. But in a way, I'll dig anywhere for anything. It doesn't matter if it's old coins. Doesn't matter if it's old dump spot. Doesn't matter if it's shells in the swamp or on the beach. Doesn't matter if it's broken jewelry at yard sales. It doesn't matter if it's vintage, antiques, anything. And I like finding stuff that would get either overlooked or thrown in the trash, kind of like a guardian angel of objects, if you will. That's who I am in my mind. I don't say that out loud very often. But like, all these are all broken jewelry. And I wash the beads really well, because some of them are very, very old, and will have fibers. Like, beads are expensive, and they're not made with the best quality anymore, unless you know who you're getting it from. So, you know how much broken jewelry must go down the drain? Down the drain. Probably down the drain, too. Oof. Oh my god. One of my first streams, I sat down and I broke the biggest jar I've ever owned. I really do value these streams though, because like, I think in this world it's so isolating, and it's almost hard to feel like you truly exist. I'll be real. And all the stuff that I make, I spend such small amounts of money like getting this stuff, and a lot of it has been free. And like if somebody has a bag of beads or broken jewelry, I'll always make them something out of it, even if they don't want anything out of it. And they could always reject it too and be like, no, put it on your shelf or something. But I make so many memories by just putting wire, and it's so cathartic. My fingers are on fire, but I'm alive. And can make something out of anything. Like, I found this the other day. I'm really glad I did. These I made like in middle school. So I'd go to the beach and I had a bunch of these, but this is the only like surviving one that's still intact. So this is all scraps from the beach and one bead from my bag. I used to wear it all the time. It actually looks really cool. Like it's really nice. And even paired with like a strand of pearls, I really like. It's clearly handmade. And it's clearly, and like all the memories attached. I like the ball chain down the feather. I have to do that again. That's a nice effect. And it's just so hand done. And I remember making it surrounded by rocks with the shore crashing. And a bunch of skeletons. This I would just wear and put them on it as I found them. And I call them skeletons because they're like shell skeletons. I really enjoy making stuff. One of my biggest goals is to eventually get a teaching license so I can have all the crafts, crafts classes. But until then, and I also think a lot of people should have channels. I think, look, I know elites and whatever, all that, they're human beings. I get that. We're all in the same building. That's why I refer to like the penthouse and ground floor. We got street access. There's nothing wrong with the ground floor. And that's like where I've always thought this way. Like, I would not want to be a billionaire. That just sounds miserable. I'd rather be digging in dirt, being like, oh shoot, I don't have enough money to get this wire I want. I better use what I have, and then make something that I never would have even thought of making. And like, those are the moments that I really cherish, like, wholeheartedly. But if the ground floor just came together, and like, there's a few ideas that I have, like vets and civilians, and it's essentially like, you know, like this community picnics where people will do wheelbarrow racing and stuff like that, and but maybe make it more adventurous and go on like fishing, hiking trips, and learn like a bunch of valuable survival skills, and also teach, like, you know, I'm sure there's some people out there that would love to learn how to simply just put beads on some scrap electrical wire. Your wife will freak out. Like, that would make so many memories. And like I said, I haven't bought a Christmas gift in years because I like making everything. And like for my dad, for instance, he doesn't wear jewelry at all. He's a irrigation sprinkler man. But so I make him fishing lures every year. I'll just get plain lures and decorate them with anything that, you know, is responsible and could be used, and nothing that could come off. A lot of times he just puts them in a decorative box anyway, so. But it's stuff like that. Little wire is so versatile. I wish I knew where. I think one day I'll really sit down and put all of this stuff out and show how to do it. Because there's also this. I thought the wire was going to be a little too thin for lengths. I was able to just weave it like a basket. And this stone is just from Dollar Tree. It's one of those, $1 for a huge bag of those glass. And it's really nice. You could, I still have a shutter stuck on the window. I couldn't get it off. Can you see the green? And, really satisfying to me. And it looks so magical. Especially when it's on like a plate, it looks so like poetic, if you will. And the same thing with the flower part, it's just wire. It's the same wire I'm using now for the chain, which I'm actually running out. So I have the piece that I took this out of in my bag, because I might actually ride my bike to the hardware store. It's like 35 minutes to get there on a bike, but that's nice. I moved to the Florida Swamps without a car, and then the world shut down, so I'm still trying to, like, get my life back together, but, without losing creativity. Oh! And it's spring, so Owl Nursery is coming back alive. I think I'm doing, just the famine gardens this year, and, it's gonna be fail-proof, forage-friendly famine gardens, and for food security. And I made sure it's all stuff that didn't root or didn't need hormone, stuff you could break into smaller pieces and plant even more. And then when they grow, you could continue to break and propagate. Oh shoot, I forgot to look at the comments. Right, this green, it's really, really nice. I did a cross too, using a different technique. This tape is really versatile. It's what like you would use for stained glass, but I've made a few things, and I often mention this place I dug, and it was an early pioneer like house. Well, not really pioneer. Later, 1890s, and then it was refurbished in the 30s, and then it was burnt down in the 70s. These are the tiles that I found there. Just soldered them together. And I have a bunch more of these. And then same thing with the dollar store marbles. And so you can make any shape. And that tape is just, it's really satisfying to use. I use a, what do I use? Oh yeah. These things? Well, this is the wood one, but the other one is like identical, and it's more for soldering. They're like $50, but they're on sale a lot. And I think like $30 was one of them, and they last forever. I haven't had a single issue with it, and I'm able to make a lot. Like, I like doing slices when I can, because then when you're burning incense and stuff, like, there's no way it could damage your surface, but still, like, wood can catch. Start making a spoon, but it's not going very well. Forgot what kind of tree it was, too. But, I think it would be so sick to have a crafting community that just, like, meets at the beach and makes stuff. There used to be so much of that happening, and, I'm just getting back into the world because, my mom took the pandemic really hard. Like, she fell into a 2-month coma, and I noticed that, like, disassociating hardcore talking about it, but it was an absolute nightmare. And, she's now just slowly starting to even, walk right without fainting, and I thought it was POTS or something, and, yeah, so, I have, I feel like a lot of us feel like we have a lot of time to make up for, and before all that, I haven't changed a bit. Like, I always try to make the moments last as long as possible. I'm always trying to be doing something that, like, at least is feeding my mind. It could be going around pulling logs up to see what's underneath them and stuff like that. There's so much. Even in a tiny little bit of earth, there's so much, and this is better than any TV I've seen. I mean, maybe besides like Farscape and Black Books. I could watch that all day, but there's not much of each anymore. Black Books is, I want to do watch parties in KYNTO and play some of those shows. Black Books is on YouTube too. Dylan Moran, I found it, I don't even remember what I was looking for, and I just like decided to check it out. It's kind of like 90s sitcom over, and hello Mr. Self-Destruction! How goes it? Baxter, it's spring, and I finally feel better. The last few months sucked so hard. It was so cold. Nobody in Florida I know, South Florida, has a working heater, and the swamps get really cold. They're like an air conditioning unit, and the wind gets intense. And now it's to the thunderstorm days. It wasn't storming today, but it rained enough to not go to the ocean. I'm trying to spend this summer just swimming. I don't care where. Ocean, springs, fresh salt. That is the best I physically ever feel on this planet, is when I'm in water. And I think that goes for just about anybody. It's so, God, I don't want to sound like cheese or anything, but that's some healing stuff, and that's some powerful stuff. Even the hot sand, I feel like a lot of times, I wear either like obnoxious shoes or barefoot. There's no in between. But walking on like hard tiles, oh my god, my spine hurts. And laying in hot sand, I put a sheet, and oh, it's so nice. Yeah, Stillman stand-up is absolutely. I always wished he was more popular here, because I would go see him anytime he came, and I never look up tour dates or anything, but or if he's doing anything new. I feel like I could say that he's my favorite comedian. Ooh. Let me get some. Oh yeah, let me finish this. And then this, I need more of these things. It's all, like these are called Scotch bonnets. Every time I go to say the names I forget. These are my prized collection of Shiva shells or cat eyes. And that's the biggest I feel like one. And these are like the little trapdoors on snails. This one's really nice. Reminds me of the conchs in like Buddhist symbolism. Tibetan Buddhism has some of the most intense art I've ever seen on this planet. But these are all really tiny ones, and these are all medium-sized ones. And then I have the spot for ooh, excuse me, Jesus. And then these are like, I've got a bunch of scallops. Now I don't know what these are called, but the yellow, some of them are really, really intense. And then these, same thing. I have to, like, that's it, and then you dip it in muriatic acid, and then that's it. And these are pretty cool. A lot of really interesting species, and this one's so glossy. I believe these are those clams that like poke in the. I did find a purple one, which I believe this is my only purple shell. Like completely purple. I have one that's quite eroded. And these are all just different types of like clam style shells, like some turkey wings. Or turkey sometimes. They're also very weird. My hands are really stained from the mulberries. And it has this weird shelf. And the last one, the rest are in jars. These are ones that I don't have enough for their own jars. These black and white ones are probably my favorite to find. They're always so satisfying. That's the biggest one that I have. And these. When I was a kid, these reminded me of the shells that Vanessa takes Ariel's voice in. I really want to electroform them. I can't get the chemicals right, so I just have to bite the dust and get the things. These are also very cool. I think this is the thing that that spiral fit on. And cowries! I use a lot of cowries in my jewelry, and like, it makes my day to find one. So drawn to these guys. So black. I love them. And these. Kind of like camo looking desert storm shells. The texture and the patterns are just surreal. I really want to, when I have them all organized, like put all the same species together to show all the variation in between them. And these are also really nice. They're so like soft, they almost feel like ceramic or something. And these are, look like fresh water, but they're from the ocean. And these I jokingly refer to as angel nips because they're very breast-like. Oh, my face was showing that whole time. Oh. I was like looking like this because the sun was hitting the phone so I can see it. Yeah. One day I plan, well, I think this is the year, but I'm really going to put effort into getting an RV. I want an RV so I could just take it everywhere and then have my creation station in there and just sell jewelry driving around. And I have really itchy feet and like I like staying as much as possible. And this year I really want to spring what is that called? Spring hop. Florida has the most freshwater springs in the world, so I mean, when I was a kid, the only two places I wanted to see, like what I'm talking like middle school, like 2nd grade, was Angkor Wat because of Tomb Raider and mossy temples. That sounds so nice. What was it? Oh, the cenotes. I read more than I speak, so I'm never sure if I'm pronouncing stuff right. But the cenotes of Mexico, that color, that water, everything about like the pictures I would rip out of the National Geographics is what I wanted, like for my everyday. And life just happened, and wasn't able to move onto a spring. Forgot my dream. Too many dreams. I think that's my biggest problem. It's too many dreams that I don't know what direction to go in, so I just end up staying at this desk. But time flies, and it flies fast. And, you know, it's nuts. And nothing's gonna stop. Like, it's wild. And we can't take care of anybody unless we're good ourselves. And that goes for our minds, and like extensively. And the nature is just, it's like a full body. I'm most happy when I'm outside covered in dirt digging for cool stuff, and I'm just like, oh my god, is this a scallop? Like, that's ultimate joy for me. Or yard sailing. But so like, why don't I do that 24/7? And like, I personally don't drink alcohol. I used to, quite extensively. I used to skateboard a lot and drink a lot of whiskey and a lot of beer. But I couldn't read my own handwriting. I wasn't producing a lot of like art, and in my opinion, that's like where my only value lies, is like what I could make out of trash and what I could grow out of also trash, but like a little, like those cleaner fish in a fish tank that just like make sure everything gets put to use. Life is what happens while you're busy making plans. Yeah. And I used to call myself a human feather because I like going like wherever like my body takes me. I'm an only child, so I spent a lot of time alone and spent a lot of time entertaining myself. But I think it actually accidentally made myself like a very intuitive person. Like, I have a quick example. I lost my bag walking around, and my friend was helping me, and then Will was helping me. Couldn't find it. I'm like, look, I just gotta go by myself. Like, I can't. I don't know how to say this without sounding weird, but within 5 minutes I found it. I just put on music and I disassociated as much as possible. Let my bike or body just like go. I went right up to it, like right up to it. And I do it all the time at yard sales or thrift stores. And I don't know. We are pattern detectors, data feeders, and so much more. And yeah. So intuition is like one of my favorite things, and clarity, and awareness, and alcohol was just destroying that. And yeah. So I just put this stuff down and never went back. And now bars are so much funner. day you get to like make sure like other people are good, and because you could notice anything, God forbid, but just much funner. And how many times do you wake up with a hangover and say, I'm never drinking again? That, I woke up a little too many times saying that, and it's just, I've made more in the last few years. I think it was like 6 years ago I quit drinking alcohol in my entire life. And I went to Catholic school, and I was a little skater kid. So I didn't wait till I was 21 to start like pounding back brews. Like it was yeah. But I think I ended up just let me grab some coffee real quick. went outside and it's full of these wildflowers. I forgive y'all if y'all left, but I'm really stoked about these. These, and one in here. Oh, let me do one more thing. I will cut this stream and eat real quick, and then yeah. Oh, Ireland, very cool, very cool. We're rewatching Vikings, and it turns out that most of that is. Oh, that's why you know Dylan Moran. I was quite surprised, but I didn't want to say anything because you know. I don't know. I'm not the only person that knows everything. No, I don't know everything. I know nothing. Very, very comfortable not knowing a single thing. The more I learn, the less I know. So I'm not saying like I'm very comfortable not learning anything, and just don't know anything for sure. And everything is, you know, everything I feel like could be up for debate. I like when people post like. Just to prove people will argue about everything, here's a rock or something like that, and all the comments will be like, actually it was a stone. Stuff like that. And golden ratio. I'm just trying to learn all that. For some reason, I'll watch video upon video on golden ratio, the rule of thirds, and then I'll go to practice it, and it stops making sense. Same thing with color theory. Every time I actually try to put some colors down, I like this color combination. I want to make more, just like, I wish I'd be so hot, it's hot. This is pretty funny. This is what I used to wear going places, because then I could just show people this. These were all the different beads I had available at one time, and it was like, yeah, now I could make any combination, and people would choose their little combos. All natural stones, and I tried to get them from Broken Joy and stuff like that. I know mining practices are less than savory, and I see that's like the first question now when people are selling crystals and beads is like where they sourced, and which I'm quite excited that people are paying more mind to that, because I diligently source beads from Broken Jewelry, or I wish it was easy to grab. I have to find shelves. I haven't finished really unpacking everything, believe it or not, and I like blending the crafts, because like I say, I don't have any crafts mastered. Like, I could crochet, but I couldn't make like a dress with my thoughts. But like, I like blending them all, so I kind of want to have just shelves and little bins and buckets so I could grab everything, and everything is when I had a even smaller like workstation or creation station, if you will, it would take so much time just like getting all the supplies out and setting them up, and then I'm like, oh shoot, I'm gonna have to go find this certain bead for it. It's definitely finally getting hot, Florida, I'm not complaining, but I think it's time to bust out summer clothes, not wool. This is so nice though. Highland Games, I was quite taken by it. The music was intensely good. I have to actually post it. Oh shoot, Agonok. Oh, I'm gonna mess that up. Agonok. Does that sound Celtic? Oops. Agonok. Oh, I said. Oh, phone's up there. I even find this? Snap boots. Argonaut? Oh shoot, I did mean to say, always looking for more comedy, so if you have comedy recommendations, and I'm more than happy to. Oops, I made this one too big. That's what happens when I try to do it without my trusty Walmarts. I've gotten quite a few of these over the years, and this one from Walmart has been the best to me. These ones are supposed to be nicer, but, and they look smooth, but they have these, like, tiny little teeth that do ding up the metal, and this flat piece I use all the time. I don't know what this would be called, in between the actual noses and the, cutter part, but that flat bit I use all the time. And this actually had the sharpest teeth and like proper pliers, like really, it dinged up all the metal because copper is quite soft. And so I just took a Dremel and ground it as much as I possibly could. I think I'm gonna break this apart. I'm trying to make more like layering pieces. But there's something not right about it. It's just I don't know. Maybe on chain it will look nicer. I don't do a lot of like bead on a strand. I do want this stuff to be like adventure friendly. So I really like doing the links because this is not going to break. The only part that will break, you know, as far as I can tell, is the hook that I use to close the stuff, because you do want a weak point. You don't want your necklace to get caught on a branch and like it not break. And so I try to make the hooks just very simple and just like a little grabby thing on a jump ring that isn't doubled. So there's two little weak points that will break if need be, but beads won't go everywhere. And yeah, because this, if this snapped, beads would fly everywhere. And it's not, it's dyed coral, but really nice turquoise. And pearls, of course. But yeah, I think I'm going to take a. And another thing too, like if you buy broken jewelry like this was a very nice necklace, really long, like what you would see in like a Delray boutique or something, Mala style, but had a Jersey thing on it, and it's these really nice stone beads with this clear quartzy looking spots. I haven't ID'd these, believe it or not. I'm pretty good about that. But the two that I'm using now, I haven't. But this had so many beads on it, and they're really nice feeling. And this was just in a bag, broken. And like a lot of my friends will save broken jewelry too for the same purpose. And they're like, when this was full, it was probably like 3 or 4 strands. Well, God, probably like 5 strands. This strand just like, I have one over here. Okay. Here's some strands. And they come in all different, how do you say, lengths. They'll tell you exactly, like, if it's a 7-inch strand. But, like, this is one strand from a craft store. Dyed howlite. Sometimes you need a pop of color. And, or this black coral, as far as I understand. Thankfully, like, Worth yard sales, you find a lot of craft supplies. This is from a yard sale from a friend. And, very expensive. You could go to Michael's or Hobby Lobby and get the cheapest strands, and then they're usually going to be something dyed. They do have some gemstone ones, like chips and stuff. It's just too expensive. One strand of beads for like $5 to $10. How are you supposed to, like, if you want to make simple stuff, like simple stacking bracelets for people, I would have to put such heavy pricing on it in order to recuperate, like, what I put into beads. Like, it's fine if for, like, something super custom and, like, you can't find anything online and, like, you need something, or you're making something for yourself or for a loved one, but, like, I really like making stacking stuff, so I like to keep it so I could, like, sell them for that much. And due to the economy, I accept trades and bartering, and so please do not fear. I can't get, like, river stones and what else? Moss. I might want some moss sometime. I can't get that, and not here. Or like certain shells that are only found up north, or certain, like, types of wood that I could use to make buttons. So that's what I mean by trade. It doesn't even have to be like beads. It could be like, these are shells that I found on my beach. And wood, I'm always looking for birch, any special trees. This is actually a kratom tree, subtropical tree that is really well known, so I like that I was able to get a branch cut. I have a bandsaw, so I'm able to at least do these, and I just cut little slices, and it's cool because, like, there's a little cross in it. And same thing with leaves and dried flowers, especially pressed, because then I could immediately use them in resin. And that's how I'd rather accumulate supplies. This is a leaf just pressed in polymer clay. I made another set that I'm going to dome with resin to see how that looks. And I just made a little background so it doesn't clean. And of course, the pluck charm. This I really like. I'm gonna do more shapes and, like, larger things. I have a lot of Intax advertisements from the late 20s to 70s. And this one is from, I think, 1940 something or 1930 something. I forgot which one. New stuff pushes the old stuff in. Yeah. Oh, so it's Albanock. Albanock. Like Alba, like Scotland knock. I think they're just so good. I've never really saw like that style of music live, and it was just in a little tent, and just something about the bagpipes and the drums especially, and really cool. Yeah, no, I'm really trying to get back into it. The winter almost took me out this year, I swear. I've never been that down in my life. And I really want to maintain these streams though, because, like, A, this is the extent of my social life. B, I think it's the stuff that brings us severe happiness and, like, joy. I think that's so valuable. and I think it's worth sharing to other people. Just like, what's your favorite song? Like, what song can you listen to over and over again without skipping? Those are the things that I want to know. And color combinations, I like. See, I've been a hermit and a homebody my whole life, but that didn't keep me from like talking to all kinds of people, meeting all kinds of people. They would just all accumulate in my apartment because I lived right downtown, and because I was a hermit, and I would actually be able to focus a lot more when there was like 15 people in my living room, and they would be making music. They would do all kinds of stuff, and the pandemic happened, and so trying to just, there's so much negativity online, and I think of online as kind of like an Akashic record of sorts, and so many thoughts and ideas and document something stuff like that online. Like, I was thinking of AI as Akashic Interactive because it's like you could ask this database of information questions and it responds coherently, or in a language that you can understand, which is whatever language you speak. But I think it's really easy to get like super freaked out to the point like all hope is lost, and I'm one of those people that like nothing ever goes right for to be totally honest, but it's never gotten me down. I'm always in my own little world, and you know, all are welcome in my own little world, but I've never like, I wanted to start a channel years ago when I was having like weird little photo shoots for my Etsy because I can't just take a normal picture for the life of me. And I still have all the props that I hoarded. But for some reason, I don't know if it's like where I lived or just not leaving my house, so I wasn't meeting people with mutual interests. I was just kind of alone in my room for like the majority. And then little adventures and talking to people out and about and finding really good spots and stuff. Local people are keepers of knowledge. So, really nice to talk to people. And that's why I'm really also stoked for KYNTO, because it's literally in like a little city almost. And I want to make a Lake Worth room, because I have this comic I wrote when I was, gosh, in high school, but I come up with new characters on and off. It's called Negative Nancy, the Positive Prostitute. She hates her life, but she loves her job. She just makes people feel special. Yeah, and like they hang out at a bar, and the area actually exists in real life. It's based off of Singer Island, this one little block there, and the bar is called the Sandy Snatch. And one of the regulars is a female trucker, and her name is Axl Rose. I know, very creative, but I still think it's quaint enough. And there's quite a few characters actually, and I really want to start putting them, or trying to make it in pixel art so I can put it in KYNTO. Yeah, the shells, and there's so many more. Like, I know. Because I don't know why I feel like, and I don't take everything. I'm not like, you know, this is pretty much a lifetime of, this is all my seed beads and all of my olive shells. I accidentally left, and they took it upon themselves to put it in concrete. I just still don't understand. But anyway, see, these are my favorite pieces, and some like other sea glass. These though, I really want to carve the spirals out, because there's a lot of spirals in here. And when I get a grinder, I could get a circle, because that's set in a ring. It would be really nice. I've set a few things in metal. I think the pendants are in the other room. But I like using the scraps that don't get used in these go in this bottle. And then they get soldered, or not soldered, they get melted into a ball. Because when you heat copper with a microtorch, it balls up. It's really fun. And when it balls up, like if you put it in water immediately, it'll turn bright red. And that's why the head pins are red at the end. I can see it in this bag. See the red? Looks like I painted it or something. No, that's what copper does. As soon as if you quench it immediately, get it red hot, almost white, and put it in water, and it's this perfect red. And like this was scrap sterling in a plumber's pipe, but I was able to use scrap that I just hammered and just cut a strip out of it. It took forever, but I made a setting for it, and this is the first thing I've ever set. First stone I've ever set. I did chip it a little bit, but that's okay. And this is the first ring that I made, just with the microtorch, like the same torch people use for dabs or creme brulee. It's plumber's pipe. I really want to get a few crafts together that you could use anything to make, like this wire. Like this took 2 seconds. Well, it took a little longer than 2 seconds, but it's a snake. And it's even got a little face. And it's really... And when you hammer the copper, it gets nice and sturdy. And I was able to put the tail kind of striped by just using the wire cutters going around and around. And then hitting it with the torch to get some black in there for some... I really want to try to make like a tutorial video, but do it live stream so people can ask questions in case like I'm not showing something clear enough. Because this, it's incredible to be able to give somebody something that you made by hand, and like a lot of times somebody will have a necklace, their favorite necklace that broke. You can give a totally new life with just some copper by stranding it, and then it'll be like a nice and long 1920s style. This was a broken rosary, I believe, the blue piece, a really long one. And no time at all, and it looks really nice with so much. And like that's just chips. That. And then when it's done, we have more chain of it. It's going to have huge shells from the beach here. I'm starting to incorporate those. I find a lot of stuff. I have a few jars, straight bones, and I clean them all. They're all sterilized. I even have... So these are chicken bones. But when I get the smaller tips for the burner, I'm going to burn stuff in the sides. But it was just such a treat to be able to make. And everybody has the one friend that loves bone jewelry. And make people's day like that. This I did for 2 seconds, and it's just like a few shells from the beach. But that is a gift to someone, like, and it's made with your own hands, like, it would trip them out so much. And I recently got my mom into drawing, and she's never drawn anything except for, like, you know, eyeliner, I guess, maybe. But, and bills. Writing a lot of bills. But, the neurographic, there's this method of drawing called neurographic art, and what you do is you could do it with just a Sharpie, and you take a Sharpie and go wild on a piece of paper, just don't start or end on the paper, and you could do loops, anything, and then you curve the edges. It comes out so nice. If I could do anything, it would teach crafts out of stuff that you would probably already have, but they come out so cool. Now mind you, I don't paint, I paint like a decent amount, but I don't know how to. Like, I've never went to art school or anything like that. Oh, there it is! I was working on this. I'm trying to make a male-female, like, corresponding board. And I think I'm going to change all the art on Subtropical for all the pantheons. I'm going to try to draw them and have other people draw them. There's a few artists I've been looking at to see if, like, there's something I could... Because I can link to their site. I really don't know how to go about getting... Oh, I don't know why I was showing that. It's just notes on a scrap piece of paper. And I do, like, symbolism stuff. I really like studying symbolism. And then it turns the whole world into, like, Where's Waldo, or, like, something like that. I'm trying to plan a trip to Winter Park, so this is the Rosicrucian Center up there. Because they're some of my favorite artists. Same thing with the Order of the Oddfellows. They're artists. I really like it. It's in my eyes. I did this with watercolor. It's just clear. I never could get past this state. I get scared of messing it up and I stop. But these, they come out really cool, if you don't mind me saying. Here's another one that's like a tree, kind of. And see how you round the lines. That's why it looks so, like, flowy. This is just crazy, nonsensical lines, and then you round each corner, and it turns... And if you look up neurographic art, there's tons of tutorials. And I kind of like these two together. And these are just, I didn't want to lose muscle memory in my hands while I was in a creative rut. Like, I just had no ideas. And that's like the one thing I always have, is ideas. And so when I don't have those, I know I have to jump in water or play with gators. So in between. But they're so fun to make. That's watercolor paper, but you could just use anything. Case in point, this is just printer paper with Walgreens markers and Sharpie. So you can use anything. And these look incredible framed. Especially at the dollar store because they have the black frames. And they're so nice. Like, tell me this wouldn't brighten someone's day. Everybody's lives are so tense right now. I'm just like, yeah, cool stuff. This I haven't finished. I like the grays. And here, I'll show you. See, this is just one in the center of a paper with a pen. I love it so much. And this, I was doing an owl, deploying the same method. I really like how the eyes are coming out. And it's just printer paper. Let me see if I have one. Yeah, see, I didn't finish. You can see some naked corners. See that loop? And the one next to it, you round the corners. Now I have a few streams of doing this. Unfortunately, I'm not very good at camera angles. I'll play a stream all day and then I'll hit live and then forget what I was doing completely and just end up, like, the title will be like beating and I'll be like playing PS4. Also, another fun thing, if you have packing tape and label paper, is stickers. This is my Toyusha logo for my pixel art. I'm making a little, kind of like world. Will has this name Toyusha, and I loved it so much, and it wasn't being used. I'm like, you know what that sounds like? Like a plushie paradise. I like making plushies with pixel art for KYNTO, because then you could adopt old plushies. But look, even pancakes. But I think I got this idea online. Made a little box, 2 pieces of paper. It's just clear packing tape that you seal it, laminate it with. And see? Got a tomato. some bread. The little kawaii faces, I believe, is what you would refer to this as. This just like, that's what I see it most. My hands are really stained from mulberries. So apologies there. I did Pachaco from Sanrio. And some weird ones where I just wasn't paying attention is teddy bear and some gold stars. Doesn't it look nostalgic? Maltesers. Take that home. I put these stickers in everything. A little potion. And it's, instead of doing these doodles before I make them in pixel art, instead of just doodling them on a piece of paper, I'll doodle them on label paper. Because then you just take a piece of tape and put it over your doodle and cut it out and you have a sticker. A fully functioning sticker. And there's a little ruler. Oh, a peach heart. And I'm down to try to draw anything because that's I never know what to draw, so I sometimes just don't end up drawing for a long time. And this is it's like a how do you say, experiment. And dry erase markers work on the tape, so it's like a little dry erase board. And it's a fully functioning sticker. You can put it on the inside of a book. So you could like keep track of what pages you left off on. And resin actually works with it too, and I tried to get it as round as possible, but it's a resin sticker of a donut. And, oh, more Toyosha. That's the logo. This can't and other ones, these are more like more symbolism and a bunch of occult symbols, especially. Got the Chiro on the front. I really do like the watermelon. These ones are cutesy, and these ones are more like my note art because I want to make some original characters for KYNTO. Not quaint. A fun doodle. It's a, and I put my website on there. It's a watermelon with eyes. I think that's a fun little thing to draw on stuff. Candle. I like planning some of these doodles by way of what's happened. 1960s nightclub Wally. Oh, yes. Runes and, maybe you'll know, I keep forgetting, is it called Ogum? Ogum? There's this old Celtic language of lines, and it would be like etched into branches. Ogum. 1960s. There is one thing I want to really make. I haven't seen them in forever, but people are starting to collect them. Is remember like dance floors, like where the like checkerboard or lights, like the disco ones, the lava ones. I want to make that for KYNTO so bad. I've never seen them in person. I've seen pictures, and every now and then like collectors showing their like scores. But they're these big blocks that were like the floor was made out of, and they have like lava. They're so trippy. I wish they'd bring them back. Cause I really do want to get like kind of a club scene in KYNTO. Cause I didn't know like how big the like dance scene and stuff was in the UK, like proper dance music. And I like all genres, so every like different like life moment. I mean, there's a song for everything and a song for every moment, and same thing with genres. I haven't run into much music that like, and if I don't like a song today, I'll probably like it tomorrow type of thing. And there's plenty of songs that I don't like Pinback's new album at all. But now it's one of my favorite things ever. Stuff like that. I often say though, like, I change opinions more than I change clothes, because it's true. We're data feed of information, and data or whatever, but, and like, the whole subconscious, like, what we're not absorbing consciously, we are subconsciously, and, like, I watch TV more so, like, I use tarot cards, and, what I mean by that is free association. I know, like, I think Jung, like, I don't know if he pioneered it or what, but free association meaning just, like, zoning off into a TV to trigger memories or, thoughts, ideas, and, like, ideas to me are the best part about life, because it's, like, where do they come from? Magnets, how do they work? But, yeah, the ideas, because, as a crafter, I literally have, like, ideas of inanimate things that I make tangible by my hands, like, oh, I really want a bracelet that has this, that, and this, and then I just go make it. Like, where did that pop in? I've made things from dreams before, really clear dreams about items and clothes, and, like, it'll be a wagon in a field of grass, I'm not even kidding, and I'll open it, and it's just full of vintage clothes. I worked in a vintage store since I was 13, so I'm very used to seeing just, like, treasure, like, where one thing out of the pile I'd be more than grateful for, but, like, an entire warehouse or an entire house. She had a 2-story house, every single room piled with vintage clothes. How to go back then? I knew exactly how, like, intense it was. Like, every moment I was there was, like, akin to drugs or something, just, like, every second. And that's the, like, places I like to be where I can't, like, even form a coherent thought other than like, the beach is one of those places, like, the ocean. That's so nice that someone yeah, boop boop. I went to Catholic school, I went through many phases, and, yeah. And Halloween, like, some of their songs are so funny that, you know, I'll listen to anything. And, like, especially, like, if I'm trying to make a certain style drawing, I'll make a playlist for that drawing, and it'll keep me in that piece. And if it veers away from that, like, whatever I'm trying to, I don't know, produce, because, like, when I hear music, I instantly, like, start visualizing just, like, exactly what I want, because pretty much all my thoughts are crafts-based or finding stuff to use in crafts-based. But, so music is, like, just as valuable of a tool as any of these things, and, but the most interesting choices, I guess. But, you know, and it happens so nobody even hears it. And, like, Two Live Crew is big here because of Miami and Miami bass, but they also did a lot for freedom of expression in music. And, oh my god, if I have to do something, like, move a bunch of wood or something, like, do the Two Live Crew. But, personally, my favorite band, if I had to pick a band, because I don't think I could pick a genre, but I know I listen to Pinback the most. Pinback is from, I believe, California. I don't know. Their music is just right, though. It just, everything about it I really, really like. And it's the only band that I come back to religiously. And, really, really good. And, I like their subject matter. I like the sound of it. I play guitar and, like, piano, but self-taught, so, there's a lot of extents on my skills with those things. But, I really enjoy it. Pinback has a lot of, like, small sounds, and it's just calculated right, I think. I don't know. I wish they were bigger. And, I got to see them once. And I knocked on the back door of the venue, and they answered. I was not prepared for that. I had like purple hair at the time, and I like didn't sleep the night before, and all I could think to ask them if they were good and if they needed any water. This chick like comes in the back door with like faded purple hair asking if you need water. But yeah, that show was incredible. They're so good. Oh, that's what I'm missing, my drink. Starting to finally I can see it. It's not I lost my drink and I can't find it anymore. But I even checked outside a little bit. But I think I am gonna do some yard work because it's gonna stay lighter tonight, or later tonight. It's pitch black out here. Can't see the Milky Way anymore, unfortunately, but I feel lucky enough to have seen it for so long. Because they are building a whole development that's already erased the sky. But it's okay. That's what memories are for, and detailed descriptions, Google images. But, what was I gonna say? Shoot. Oh, gonna start doing streams. I can solder, so I always wanted to learn how to do, like, computer boards, but zero understanding. Snappo, who created KYNTO, so please do check out KYNTO. I'm hoping to start having, like, like, you could do Guards of Eden, like, Man in the Symbols, anything. And, book clubs, discussions, debates, anything. And, it's coded 100% from scratch. There's only Snap is the only one programming it, so it changes all the time. I don't know what happened. It flashed. But you can share camera, mic, and also want to start promoting it, and people start going in. I'm gonna have it. I forgot to bring it. I'm a human being. I forget to bring it in here, but when you comment, it reads it out. So, like, I won't miss comments. And, like, you could hear it, and you don't have to pay anything for it. It's not a super chat. It's KYNTO. And, yeah. So, and you can stream yourself through it. And I can stream with people through here now. And same thing with Instagram. I actually like streaming on Instagram too because I can have, I think, up to 2 other people, and it's just through the phone. And it'd be nice to have some discussion. All this like random stuff from mythology and like world tradition, I've always just studied myself. Snapper's been really into it, but always wanted a discussion group. I used to go to the Florida Archaeological Society meetups, but they're so far and so far and few between, like however the saying is. But it would be really nice to have like a group of people that the aim is just learning stuff previously didn't know, and because there's so much. I learn like of a new species every day, and a new shell. Like there's so much, and the world is where it's at. Television, not so much, and yeah, the world is definitely where it's at. Like, I wish I was outside right now. I should actually start. I'm trying to find a few tables for outside so I could be doing this out there. And I do on a sheet, but I'm not very good at making sure like I'm sitting in a proper position. I'm a Floridian. I wear a lot of skirts and dresses, so sometimes I forget to sit properly. So I try to find like a nice little table and a chair, and yeah, because I like just sitting on the ground and spreading a bunch of beads out, and it's paradise. It always bugs me out. Like I don't know. I think that's like the best time in the world. Like a picnic. Can you imagine like a picnic? Some people are fishing, some people are painting, some people are like making music. And this is how it used to be. Like, used to have beach trips and like everybody would bring an instrument, and really cool. And like you'd see it a lot, you'd run into it a lot. Like you'll be walking down the beach and you'll notice a huge group of people with instruments, and then of course drum circles, stuff like that. A lot of community stuff, but that's kind of fizzled away. So I think the best bet is to just make your own communities. And the power of social media, you can literally put a random coordinate and a time and people will show up, and then you're just like, okay, hello, my name is this, and let's appreciate the world's beauty. And yeah, I know a lot of us do that, and we just walk around alone, like appreciating all the little things. And I feel like a lot of people like might think, oh, who would I even say this to or share this with, because who cares? Some people don't think about going out in nature, and I know a lot of people like that, and then like when I bring them to a not nature spot, they're like quite taken by it. Nature is so impactful, and I could go to the same spot over and over again, and it doesn't lose its impact. And I really want to start volunteering at the nature preserves that I cherish with all my being, because I really like finding anything, and that means trash too. And so, because I get to like explore the whole place, but also pick up trash, and like I love that. The only mark I want to leave on this world is like maybe inspiring some people to create, and like handcrafts, and like everything I have. I try to be very low impact. I'm not like electric vehicles and all this stuff that is today. I don't want to be like that is it's I don't want to say it. A lot of it is just counterproductive, and I saw an article the other day how garden beds were bad for the environment because of the metal they use. Meanwhile, like gift bags have like steel handles now, disposable gift bags at Walgreens. And just I don't know, just the stupidest stuff I've ever heard in my life. But if you turn on the TV, it's like every sentence is like the stupidest thing you've ever heard in your life. And So I took a step back because I want to come on these streams and just inspire somebody to do something they might not have, and learn of new things that I wouldn't have known if, you know, I wasn't on the ether. But I don't want to, because I feel like a lot of people are just observing everything, just like, what? Or, so, I know it's beyond my control, and I fully accept that, and it's not, like, cheaping out or something, like, my opinion changes all the time, and I'm not comfortable giving opinions unless I'm sure, and if I'm missing, like, every piece of the puzzle, I don't know what the picture is. It could be an elephant, it could be a freaking cave, I have no idea. But, trying to say that people just hear, like, neutral or something, which I didn't realize that was a bad thing. Like, one of my friends that, like, the most open-minded person I know is just, like, very compassionate, very, accepting. And he's like, I hate a neutral-ass bitch. I'm like, what? Oh. Oh, it's the same to that. But, I don't know. I don't know. But I'm always good in my own little world, and I think that's why, might as well invite others to join it, because I feel like it's a little dark right now, and a little tense, and I think the government is winning, just tearing people apart, and, I just gotta stay away from cities for a while, because I live in Palm Beach County, and, crime's always been an issue in this area. I've never let it keep me from exploring any back alley I wanted to, or abandoned building. But I want to just focus on growing food, because then I could give those plants to other people, and then focus on making as much as possible, because I want to try to keep in touch, or keep up with what's happening globally, excluding, like, traditions and, like, creations by individuals and traditions in general, but, like, I mean, like, politics, and I completely stopped creating. I can't get up in the morning. I oversleep until, like, 2 p.m. and I know what affects me by seeing it. I all the time, and I just wanted to take a step back, because, like, I can't see some of this stuff and, like, go on with my day. It's impossible. That's how I got to Gonzalo Lira, because I just kept seeing his name pop up. I was looking for live streams a few years ago when the Russian-Ukraine, like, shit show first broke out, and Gonzalo Lira was live, and he was, like, one of the only channels that wasn't just, like, a CCTV thing that was live. And, you know, didn't think much of it until I started seeing, like, all these people, like, wishing for his death for just, like, observing stuff, doing basic war commentary. Me saying that doesn't mean, like, I agree with him. I wish people didn't, like, think that now. Like, you could love someone and not agree with them. You could, like, listen to someone's content, or, like, not wish death upon them because you don't agree. Stuff like that. And it just really bugged me out, because, like, what happens if the acceptable opinion changes? And, there's no telling what the future is. And so, also, freedom of speech was, none of my business. But I just didn't, I thought it was not good. And so I, like, vocalized that, and a lot of people, like, somebody put me on a list on Twitter of Russian shills. Because it's like, I don't think this guy deserves to die for, like, having opinions. That's ridiculous. He had a Ukrainian wife and 2 kids. He's dead now. And died in prison. And, like, say what you will. Like, sure, he might be an idiot, whatever. That still doesn't... And, like, I think it sounded like he had a decent hat on his shoulders. And he, like, everybody that covered it that was, like, really against his, sharing of his opinions or whatever, always described him as a failed author. what does it mean? I've never written a book, and what is, like, he wrote books, like, I don't know what they were about, like novels or something, and it's just so strange, the hatred, like, over just what someone's conclusions based on their observations are. Why not ask them why? Like, but definitely don't say, like, whoa, you need to shut this guy up right now, put him in jail, lock away the key, like, or worse, or, like, he deserves worse. It's wild. It's like, yo, there's, like, serial killers and shit like that, and, like, what about, like, this dude that, like, you think is so pathetic to begin with, then why care? Why put all this negativity on, like, some person you don't know anything about? And that's what bugged me out. I don't really care about his opinions at all. I just care about his, like, being able to make opinions. He's an American citizen. Like, it's just, I can't help but think if he had a different set of opinions. I value everybody's opinions, because I value people thinking for themselves. That's why I like people without filters. And, I don't know. I'd rather know what someone thinks rather than, like, what they think would be appropriate to say, or what they think I want to hear, or something like that. I like just genuine. I used to get in so much trouble for asking questions in school. I went to a little Catholic school, and I may or may not have told them God didn't exist and aliens created the world, because I thought I saw a UFO, and my dad decided to tell me that we were aliens. I was in 2nd grade. They made me see a shrink, and they didn't even want to really talk to me. They wanted to talk to my parents. And, yeah. They gave me these markers that had, stamps on it, like Crayola markers, but they're stamps. And I, for some reason, was so disappointed, but then I got really into them. And then the therapist was like, I'll give you this teddy bear for your drawing. I didn't want that bear at all. And, yeah, that bear and I were not tight after that, but little things like that. Yeah. In tiny little Catholic school, there was like 200 people, and the teacher I happened to tell that to was a nun, and she was there the longest. She was like there 26 or 30 years at that point, and she was really tall, and she was really skinny, bless her heart, but she was very tall. And I'm 5'9", and she was very tall, and it's very, very intimidating, very serious. But she didn't give me any candy at all ever again. And then same thing, she had this electric drum kit that kids were able to play, really cool actually. Which she was such a strict, no fun lady that always kind of like I always appreciated that. I couldn't stand the woman. She scared the shit out of me. But when the kids would play the drum, she would just sit there like, and it was so wholesome. Like, you know, everybody has like glints of something, even if you've like decided that they're not, like, there's no light in them. They do have it. You just gotta find it. And like some people are like, you don't know like what their childhoods were like, and like that light could have been beat back like to the background of their minds. And yeah, stuff like that. I think I'm gonna cut this out because my phone is getting low, and I'm so afraid of losing my stream. I have a battery backup, but when it gets to this point, I think it's best to just put it on like a computer charger. Then I'm gonna pick some more mulberries, so all my progress will be gone. My fingers looked like a corpse yesterday, like all the way down, because they stay in your hand like really dark purple, but it looks like blackish gray. And so I had corpse hands yesterday. We'll have it again today. There's so many mulberries, and frozen, amazing. Frozen fruit is one of my favorite snacks. Here in America, a lot of like gummy candies, stuff like that. Don't get me wrong, I love this stuff. But that's why I try to stay away from it, because I really like it. But frozen fruit is like frozen blueberries, so good. And but Publix, there's like $15 for a bag of frozen blueberries now. So I'm trying to pick as many mulberries as I can, because the one that my grandparents did seek fruit twice a year, but these only do it once, and thus far, and so all year I wait for this moment, and it's already a little tricky to get them before the birds, but I don't even think the birds have a chance this year. They're so full, and they're like 6-7 trees, awful. After the fruiting, more than happy to ship out cuttings. You don't need rooting hormone or anything. You just stick it in the ground or in a container. And I have 2 varieties. The dwarf everbearing, which I call the 222 because it's from the back of my grandparents' house in Lake Worth, Florida, before the house was sold. And Wakisa. And I got that from eBay as cuttings. It was a little, like, half dried out twig because all the life was, like, just dormant inside of it. And as soon as you put it, a few weeks, protein fluff? Frozen blueberry fluff? That sounds fire. I'm really jealous of the food y'all probably have available over there. Like Publix is a good, you know, whatever. The produce, like now there's signs everywhere that says everything's covered in wax. The apples look fake. Fisher Price, like, produce, that's what I've been calling it. I don't know what else to call it. Oh. Oh yeah, that looks good. My favorite snack ever is frozen bananas just blended with cream or milk. It is so good. You don't need any sugar. You don't need anything. It's as is. And any frozen fruit with the blended with milk is amazing. Or cream. Or half and half. But the bananas. Frozen, anytime you see like fruit on sale, freeze it. Because it stays good forever. I had Hatcher Mangoes. Hatcher Mango Hill is quite notorious mango spot here in Southeast Florida. Huge mangoes. Hatcher mangoes are massive. If that spot ever got sold and those trees taken out, I will have to awaken every sense. But as lame as hell. Sorry. But seriously, they're the best mangoes, and like that shit happens all the time. Farms get bought, and it's the highest natural point in Lantana and Hypalexa, and they'll just put something else there, a big business or a big building. It happens to all the good spots. It's happening right now to the swamps. The farm is going to be mass housing in the middle of Florida, the middle of the state. I feel bad for whoever gets scammed till out there, because it's not like affordable housing, it's like proper house prices for no yard in a gated community. The nighttime, there's so many mosquitoes. Like, I consider myself a bit of a beast in these streets, but the mosquitoes, I am so weak. I'm so weak compared to the mosquito. Like, there has to be 100 varieties out here, and really, really intense. Swamps, I mean, there's gators everywhere, boars, everything. But the mosquitoes are what get me. Like, intense. You can't go out at night at all. If you walk, you feel them. Like, it's insane. Yeah, that looks fire. I keep meaning to get some whey, I believe. Whey powder. I do want to get more protein, because I'm just trying to get that, like, really, really into swimming, and I've done it my whole life. I grew up on a boat, like, coastal, proper coastal, and you know, crafting and stuff. I just fell out of touch with my truest form, and so now my only focus is swimming and kayaks, canoes, anything that involves water. And when I can't get to the beach, I just take the canoe and I put it in the canal. I call it the Nile Canal because it's a huge canal. Full of gators, I haven't seen any yet. I really hope that they're just making their way to this spot, because there is quite a lot of poaching that happens over here. And I remember the biggest gator I've seen, huge. It was just decapitated sitting on the side of the bank. And then a few weeks later, there's like a boar's foot on the side of the bank. It's nuts. But I'm gonna cut the string so it doesn't die, and charge the phone a bit, and then pick some mulberries, and probably play some COD. I play Assassin's Creed Origins, and Call of Duty. I'm gonna consider myself a gamer, but I really, for some reason, have taken too hard, I think, to these games, and I don't know, I'm not even that good, but I love it. And in the description, my Activision ID is there, and yeah. My controller is broken though. I am trying to find more live games and cross-console games. I was going to try to stream Assassin's Creed, but I don't know if the headset will work. I don't know why it would, but won't know unless I try. And one more thing. Oh, and KYNTO could also all be like on mics in KYNTO wall, even if games aren't cross-console. But going to try to find an old Alienware computer. I'm not the biggest technological person, but Sap is a programmer and a computer builder. But, so I think it's a kind of a well-rounded, just working on. I'm a very shy person. I think a lot of us are. For some reason, when it's just me and the camera, I could sit here and talk for hours. Like, I didn't know that was a skill I was going to be unlocking. And that's why I wish, like, I don't know. I was actually, I have a few videos that are wasted singing Talking Heads and, like, walking down stairwells. I was going to post them just because it's kind of fascinating, honestly. Open book. And, like, you know, talking to strangers, this helps me so much in my life. And, like, just like kind of synchronicity or something. I don't know. I want to put just decent stuff. I know my content is pretty lazy. Like I don't spend a lot of time editing, and because right now it literally is just me and my phone. But we have a bunch of projects going on, and in between Subtropical Botanica, like, more than welcome to have a photo collection of, like, cool spots in Ireland. Like, the website is for anybody to add anything they wish to. And the only thing is, you know, human history and, like, ingenuity, interesting, fun facts. It started off as, like, a little witchy shop, and, because I sell a lot of, like, either the herbs I grow, I process, herbs for incense, and I make a lot of incense, blends, loose leaf, and, seeds, plant things, because some people like to incorporate certain plants into their crafts, and, also their incense. Oh, you can tell the season's changing. I'm human being. I'm human. And I'm very stoked to be human. Decent. I don't know. I've come to realize that I am very, very in love with this planet, and I have to put more effort into making that known, honestly, because that's how I learn more stuff, and that's how I meet, like, the coolest people I've ever met in my life. And, like, the people that I've met in person, I've never seen anybody so, like, interesting. I was gonna turn the camera around. But the people that, I'm sure, like, you have friends that, like, A, you can imagine life without, but also, like, are just so much cooler than anybody on TV. And, like, I think it does really good, even just existing online, if you have any original thoughts, because thoughts, again, it goes back to thoughts, like, pump out the original thoughts, because I think those are one of the most finite things, too, because when the person is gone, their thoughts are gone, and their stream of thoughts are gone, their ideas are gone, their dreams are gone, and, there's no recuperating that. Like, you could lose the ability to function, and you could lose the ability to think and remember, obviously, but I think ideas are way more important, even just in every mind. Every single mind produces ideas. And, you know, sometimes I end up liking, I don't know, like, obviously I have a lot of regrets in my life, and I regret not putting more effort into going to art school or going to school for archaeology. It was my true dream. But life stuff happened. And, but I never stopped creating. I didn't need the school to learn how to create and to continue to. And, I mean, I've only been showing what stuff I'm working on now just to, fund some new plant varieties and just fund some new supplies and stuff like that. And, but I make just about, I just love making stuff. That's plain and simple. And, I like the fact that no one taught me how to, I've learned to, like, really appreciate that. Because, yeah, I can't make, like, things that, you know, someone trained or have, like, all the things, but I can learn from them. And I, you know, I come up with weird little idiosyncratic, like, ways, and that's what I love. I learned that book word idiosyncrasies. I struck me as something to really pay attention for in life. Is I picked up a Mojo magazine issue, and it was because it had pictures of Sid Barrett's house, like the house he lived in. And I grew up without internet. I actually, all of the, like, book reports and stuff and little, like, school things all came from books, like, from used bookshops. I did not have internet at all. And, schools, you know, you just get a second. But, oops. I forgot what I was saying. But, yeah, I don't know. People could learn so much from each other, I think, because just because I didn't go to school, like, I wish teaching was more of a part in human life, because a lot of my friends went to art school, and, it's almost, like, not weird to ask, but, like, you learn so much, like, you should be imparting that, like, not you should be, you don't have to do anything if you don't want to, it's, like, the reason you don't want to, but, I don't know, I think I'm getting rambly, but, you know, there's just too much to learn from other people, and I can't wait until I, a little bit more collected, and then could start having discussions with people through here, because I could send a link, and it will be half screen, and, because I'm coming from the angle of crafting and little micro adventures, but you're in a totally different corner of the world, viewing the same diamond from a totally different facet, and that's what I'm fascinated. And I think it would be just, I don't know, really inspiring to see, like, people, like, even if people are just scrolling online, be like, oh wow, look at all these people just talking about making stuff in a very, you know, pressing manner or something, I don't know. I think it's a world that all can benefit from. Like the Brauerei of the Pennsylvania Dutch, they're like crafters through and through, and even the most mundane objects is decorated gorgeously. And to avoid rambling, I'm gonna officially cut that. Is it online doing that? Oh, very cool. Yeah, I've been thinking about doing something along those lines. I really want to get a teaching license, because I could always just do the substitute teaching for a while, but also I'm just walking around barefoot all day. But it just gave me a flashback. I was studying for my private pilot's license, but I live downtown next to the beach, so I never really needed a car, and I actually preferred using the train and buses because I was able to work on stuff and just listen to music and headphones and stuff like that. So I just took the drug and alcohol course for it. Oh my god. The pictures they showed. I get it. But holy shit, I was not prepared for that. They need to put a warning. And, like, you know, I got pretty thick skin. I've been on, like, I didn't grow up with the internet, but I've been online for quite a long time, so, you know, I was quite taken that. But, there's I'm trying to get the, information I need for boat license. God, I really can't just keep to one thought. All existence is thought. Very cool. I keep meaning to go. I was supposed to actually go today to volunteer for a cleanup. One of the main monks there has fallen gravely ill, and someone messaged me from the temple and asked if I could help today, but when I said yes, I didn't get a response, so here we are. And the beach got rained out, but there's a Theravada temple, and nicest people. I grew up going to a Vajrayana center, and it was right down the street from my house, Tibetan Buddhism. And I went to Catholic school, but in 5th grade, I was really into archaeology and played Tomb Raider, mostly to like go through ruins or kind of feel like I was. And so when I discovered a Buddhist temple right down the street, my mom let me start going. And I still go to this day. It's called the Dharma Center in Lake Worth, Florida. And the Rinpoche, when he comes, like, is the nicest dude like I've ever met. And it's crazy because you could receive blessings by way of handing them a white scarf, and they put it over your neck and touch foreheads. I see stars every time, like I'm concussed. It's crazy, unexplainable for me personally, because I am quite cynical. But I don't deny things if I can't understand them. I don't. That's why I think of everything as magic, because even the most mundane things, and visceral. And the art. Oh my God, Tibetan Buddhist art and Vajrayana art or tantric art. Incredible, absolutely incredible. It never gets old. And yeah, they're really nice people too at these local centers. I know they're in every country at this point, so it's always worth checking out. I'm going to the Hindu temple, hopefully next weekend. The music that they play at this specific one, a really cool instrument. I forgot what it's called. But I'm wanting to start filming more local spots, because right now it's just been kind of me streaming while I'm doing little things that I'm sitting in one place for a long time. But what I really want, I live in the middle of the swamp, so it's hard to get around. But what I really want is to film all the beaches, all the local businesses, everything. And I'm starting with my local area. Found a few people. One guy actually is a alligator hunter. I personally wouldn't hunt an alligator, but I'm not going to judge anybody. But so like this is going to be a very interesting conversation, and I just got to plan it and get over my shyness, because I make a lot of plans and then I get scared, to be honest. And so I'm trying to actually make a team here to actually get things done. I don't know why nobody wants to build a little empire. It's true. I'm trying to make a little study group and like a little group of rogue archaeologists, or archaeology enthusiasts for a long time. I'll find people with like mutual interests and stuff, but I don't know. The reason why I'm glad I'm getting older is because I feel like I'm finally being taken more seriously. I'm a goofy guy, sure. But, you know, I use comedy and humor, or like, because, to cut through any discomfort or whatever. Really dark childhood. Extremely dark childhood. My mom attempted suicide twice, a few weeks before I finished high school, and my life has been a wild ride ever since. And she actually fell into a coma during the thing, and so I'm trying to get her out here. I'm actually trying to get her an RV. She has a new lease on life, but my dad is kind of like the worst human being on this planet. But I'm very honest and person, and an open book, because it gotta be. But these filters are really damaging, like people's abilities to understand that they're not alone, and you know, they're comparing themselves to people that are just showing, like, even a tiny little fragment. And so if I could be, like, somebody that's just like, look, life's intense, but it doesn't have to be. Life's fucking brutal. I don't know how we're not all screaming like we're on a roller coaster. It always trips me out. But, alright. Happy trails. I'm going to... Comedy is a good day. Yes, 100%. I'm also on Instagram at JaimeLynBarbarian. And KYNTO, always. KYNTO. You can go to KYNTOparty.com or KYNTO.us. And, let's see. Of course, Tropical and Facebook. And, yeah, I'll probably, pop back on because it's Sunday and, got quiet. Comparison is the thief of joy. Like, and it's such a shame, too, because, instead of comparing, you could be like, wow, they're doing that, and, like, build up. Like, the coins in the UK were standing on the backs of giants. Because, like, it's constantly building on top of each other. Yeah, we can't build pyramids, but they can't build skyscrapers and, like, bobcats and, like, stuff like that. And I know that's so silly, but that's, I don't know. I think the ancients were way more advanced than we give them credit for, like, as a, modern people. But I think, it's important to not cut our own credit also, 'cause, you know. And that's why also I'm not very sure of anything. I try not to be certain, like, some people I know are so certain that, like, they're destroying their friendships and relationships. I have someone in my family calling, asking who you're voting for, so then he could then tell you that he's never going to talk to you again. Okay. But I don't know. And I really need to, like, talk to you too, because I'm trying to get some, information on Pennsylvania. Ooh, shit. You know I love you, and it's a silly thing to not talk to someone. I just realized I gave away who it was. Happy trails before I continue to talk. Everybody talks so shut this weird. Stop being so stringent on your minds. Your minds are one of the best things about, like, I don't know, life. I don't know. Pick people's minds. Don't shut them down. You know, embrace, don't erase. And, mustn't waste. But, yeah. On that note, please do feel free to, wow, yeah, see, I have to look. Yeah, Grand Hancock. It drives me so nuts to see all these archaeologists. And I see archaeologists like that because why can't every theory be welcomed the same? Like, why is it, like, this theory that is, like, accepted, but we all know is just not even accurate because it would be too much to move around every time, like, something is pulled out of the ground, like, whatever. But I've seen so many videos pop in my feed, like, just really, like, brutally owning Graham Hancock, and, I just don't understand, because it's like, wait, isn't that a theory? Aren't theories, like, theories? I don't know. It's the whole, like, I don't know. I try to stay away from confirmation bias and us and them mentality because, like, A, I'm an only child, and B, I don't know shit. So, like, I just really like learning of new things and finding new things to be interested in. Because if I didn't, I would just be sitting here crying all day. Like, for real. So, you know, yeah. And water. Yeah, no, ego. I'm trying to erode what little ego I have left. I want to erode the part that keeps me from, like, dancing and singing and that kind of thing. Like, yeah, do that all by myself, and probably could do it on stream because, like, for some reason, this doesn't trigger, like, my stage fright, which I get in front of people, and, also, and, but if I tried to, like, dance with friends, or, like, jam and sing along with friends, like, I would glitch, like, I don't know, like, extreme stage fright, and, no, that's why I'm glad I chose crafting, but, yeah, isolation is not good for the human mind, and I've definitely learned that lesson. And so, yeah, my aim is to swim and also connect with as many people as I can, because like I was a hermit for so long, and like then you fall into this weird like, well, there's nobody with mutual interest or whatever. Memes have like healed my mind. I swear to God. You see a meme so niche and you're like, oh my God, like that too? None of us are alone in anything. I'm dead ass convinced. And if the whole like, what is that called? Collective conscious or collective subconscious, then we're not only not alone, but we're all connected actually, like mycelia. And I don't know, I think intuition is just as important a muscle to exercise as anything else. And listening internally, I find the cool stuff and I walk right up to it. Like I'll make beelines and then be presented almost like, I don't know. Maybe I spend too much time alone and I'm just like convinced everything's magic, but I don't think so. I think just everything's magic. But on that note, happy trails. Feel free to buy me on just anything, because like I said, I'm a crafter and I'm always here, and I'm an only child, so I'm nobody really disturbed me. Between Snappo and I, we both have a bunch of projects, and they all need people, and like they all. I hate sounding because like I'm not selling vagina smell on candles, and I really do believe in the benefits of our like little projects. They cost nothing. It's just ways to connect people. Like KYNTO's avatar chat, streaming platform, live chat thing. Like the only reason why it's not being promoted yet is because we're all perfectionists in our own little way, and Snap is the only programmer. Like he programmed it from scratch, and it's passion project since he was like 15, and like years went by, and then this and that, and all my pixel art goes into it, and really cool space online. And when it starts getting promoted, I know there's gonna be even like, because now it's just a few people, but oh my God, even like with 10 people, it'll be so crazy. And but we need to know like how it's going to everything's going to react to interacting with it. And I came into this world not knowing a single thing about tech, and I've already learned a lot. And there's a bunch of opportunities to how do you like to incorporate yourselves into it, especially right now, because the group that's like between like me with the pixel art and Snap doing the code, like it's very like it's perfect time to be able to enact changes into it, to find bugs if you want a certain like thing to be able to do on it. Like the crystals were just decorative, but now you can use them to teleport. Little things like that. It's wild how fast like this stuff happens. And do got a lot going on. I've always been that way though. Always have like I play musical chairs, but with crafts. I definitely have ADHD. Everybody tells me I do. I am not medicated. I'm an American. I have no health insurance. I actually did apply this year, first time ever, and because like when you're kids are just on your families, whatever, but that ended a long time ago, and I can't remember last time I had a cold or anything like that. I am outside a lot, and I eat. If I drop something on the floor, I'm going to eat it. I'm not going to throw it away. Why would I waste the chance to give a boost to my immune system? Like, I don't know. That's all I could think though. And a lot of time sweating. Sweating is really good for you. And the music makes me want to play. Oh shoot! I keep forgetting. Oh, okay, we're in red. Sometimes I don't know where these things come from. There's little imps inside me though, I know that for sure. Okay, happy trails. Thank y'all for joining. Like, I'm always going to be here, and I don't know. Never been the best at self-promoting, but I'm giving it a go. And I think everybody should have a channel. This channel has done more for my mental state than anything. And, yeah. But, happy trails, and I hope you all have, wow, 22 hours and 36 minutes. Hey. It feels like it was like 2 seconds. That's what I mean, though. I'm always at this desk, and that 2 hours and 36 minutes, I've just been sitting here by myself. And, you know, blasting music, but you can't really, like, communicate. I like multitasking. I like killing multiple birds with one stone. Not real birds. But, yeah. I don't even kill birds, so don't have to worry about me killing any birds. I have, been known to, not let's... What am I gonna say? Okay. I won't... Nothing, never mind, it's too gross. You could... I collect a lot of bones and a lot of animal specimens. I'm just gonna put that out there. You could just put, like, wings and stuff, though, in salt, and then in a few months, you'll have a really cool hairpiece. You know, cats exist and do their things. Alright, bye, happy trips.